All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our 6-part menopause series. I'm Pieta, this is Carrie. We are from Menopause. We are one-to-one coaches who help women trust in their changing bodies again and really reclaim their power. Today we're talking about sleep, all things sleep. I mean, arguably sleep and managing to obtain a really good 8 hours a night is of top priority. Not always easy to do, but it's of top priority, especially during peri and menopause phases, simply because the knock-on effects of poor sleep and sleep deprivation are awful, let's face it. It can exacerbate such a range of other symptoms we may experience at this time, including things like brain fog, slower processing, memory loss, and that kind of feeling like we're going completely nuts and losing our mind. Sleep may also be the biggest anti-aging tool that we have as humans. So it's super, super important. And that is why, along with good nutrition and the right exercise, which we've talked about before, it is one of the 3 top lifestyle anchors that we must boundary and support at this time. Accepting that we don't sleep well or that we're just bad sleepers is never an option. Okay, you're not stuck with it. There's always something else to try. So right now you might be experiencing things like this, like hot sweats, the restless legs kind of syndrome, the spiraling thoughts and the fear and the anxiety that keep you awake at night, the electric shock sensations, which Carrie has mentioned before in a previous video, joint pain and aches that are keeping you awake, that trouble of actually falling asleep, the waking easily, maybe always waking up between 1 and 3, and also things like insomnia. The list goes on, that's not it. So firstly, Carrie, over to you. Why is our sleep disrupted during perimenopause and menopause?
Because like anything else that's going on at this time, we were used to a whole set of chemicals clicking in and clicking out. It's a bit like checking in, checking out at work. And all of our chemicals have changed. So all of our bodily systems don't work in the same way. So there can be a whole myriad of reasons that we are being disrupted in our sleep. So it's really important to think about all the reasons and what's actually happening, understanding and becoming hormone literate with what's going on in your body. So our sleep is going to be affected always by things like stress, dehydration, nutrient deficiency, temperature of our room, and don't forget seasonal changes are massive when it comes to sleep, caffeine, alcohol, what time we're eating. All of those sorts of physical things are going to change how we sleep, but then everything else, like our emotional balance and our well-being, so anxiety, worry, our thoughts, managing our thoughts, and then our adrenals, because at this point our adrenals are really competing with our sex hormones, what's left of them, to manage our sleep. So there can be all sorts of things where we might be waking between 1 and 3 because we've got a cortisol shift. I tend to wake really early in the morning, 4 to 5, and not getting enough sleep can also increase the estrogen levels. And then again, we just become in a really vicious circle. So we've got to get hold of them and we've got to find balance, because otherwise we wake, we're not alert, we do have that brain fog, and we've got to understand that sleep is really the basis. It's our non-negotiable. So we've got to get the proper amount of rest. And then we've got to really manage our nights so that we don't get in this vicious circle, which can affect then what we're going to eat. Good sleep is a priority, Pieta.
Yeah, it certainly is. I think one of the most effective ways to increase, I guess, the quality of our sleep, our energy, reducing that brain fog that you were talking about, improving our mood, with these circadian rhythm resetting strategies, which are super simple, and you can implement those right now. So we want you guys to quickly grab a pen, because we're going to fire these at you real quick. These are only just some of the little tricks that we have up our sleeve, but these are things that you can actually implement now. So the very first one, which I do love when it is actually sun shining, is getting that early morning sunlight. The receptors in your eyes, they get those signals that the day has begun. It really reads the frequency of the light, and that then tells the body to release certain hormones needed to give us energy to be awake. And then the same again as that light kind of dips down, to really change the hormones to help us then go to sleep. So another thing that could help, with this kind of melatonin management is actually taking a melatonin supplement. I've been taking them for years and they really do help with sleep quality as well.
Yeah. And also consider taking magnesium, magnesium glycinate, or a complex of magnesium before you go to bed or with your meal. This really helps with the vasoconstriction, the little, all of the veins and what's going on in your brain and the dilation. And this is really why we get really bad sleep in menopause. So what magnesium does is it relaxes that and it stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system. So it helps us prepare and go into sleep calm.
Yeah, and I've been taking it for years, and again, it's been a game changer taking it at night. Um, Another one is better sleep hygiene practices, and that includes things like avoiding electronics or using the blue light blockers in the afternoon. Like, you remember those glasses that you can actually wear? You can get better ones these days, trust me. But the blue light from the screens of your phone, your TV, your laptop, it really gives off a certain frequency of light that confuses the body, and it really keeps us awake. So not having electronics in the bedroom as one of your sleep hygiene practices is a really good idea.
Yeah, and I have red light glasses, which as soon as the sun goes down in winter, I put my red light glasses on, and you know that you've blocked that light out. They're amazing. And think about your food. You need to avoid eating within about 3 hours of bedtime to give your digestion time to really work and calm. Imagine it's trying to do all that work and it's trying to get you into sleep mode.
Mm.
So eating causes the body to release the hormones needed for digestion, so therefore it slows the hormones that you're going to need for that really deep sleep and repair. So instead of snacking, have yourself a really lovely sleepy tea. It's a massive part of my routine. I finish dinner, I make my sleepy tea, and all of the brands, Twinings, Pucker, they all do sleepy teas these days, or have a chamomile tea, a white tea, a green tea. They've all got lovely compounds and herbs in them that will just calm you again and bring you into a dozy sleep time.
Yeah, love a bit of chamomile in the evening. The other one is creating a consistent nighttime routine, just like we did with our kids when they were really young. It's the same thing works for us now as well. So when possible, get to bed at the same time every night and perform that same ritual that really gets you into that lovely relaxed state just before bed. Always wear the clothes you always wear, usually just for bed. Consider maybe some deep breathing rituals and things like yoga nidra meditation, which I love, where you're lying down in bed, is amazing to help you plunge you into that REM faster as well.
Yeah, love it. Got to go to sleep at the same time and get up at the same time. And this can be a real challenge in summer because it's light. So you've got to keep your room completely dark. You've got to invest in some blackout curtains, or you've got to invest in some shutters. Because even the small lights, I noticed on the fan last night, right? It's really hot at the moment here in the UK. These lights can disrupt your sleep. They are permeating your eyes. And again, what we were talking about with our light receptors. So use darkening shades, take electronics out the room, put something to cover all those little lights. Yeah, because that is a really big one. And also earplugs. They're probably my number one.
Yes, absolutely. That's changed my life because my husband snores. So it has made a big difference to my life. But I must say, like, I have an electric toothbrush, which I charge, and it's way across the room. And the charge light on that is like this big beacon. The whole room is like a
Yeah.
wash of light. So I've had to like literally throw something over it. But now wearing an eye mask and earplugs, like, I am just sleeping so much better. It really does make a difference. One of the biggest reasons too that our sleep is disrupted, obviously during menopause, which again we've mentioned before, are due to the symptoms we're suffering in the first place. Things like night sweats, those hot flashes during the night. So phytoestrogens are these plant-derived compounds that mimic estrogen and can really help with easing off these symptoms. So what are the benefits here, Carrie? Because I know this is really like one that you love to talk about. So tell us more about these phytoestrogens.
Well, I guess this is really loading up on that natural almost bioidentical form of estrogen that is going to help and manage some of the symptoms, ease some of the symptoms that you're feeling, certainly sweats, etc. You know, different herbs do this as well. But when we've got tofu, when we've got soya-based products, they can really help us to load with this this plant version of estrogen. So we know when we add these into our diet, along with our really good fruit and vegetables and our fiber, this can sometimes by itself really ease those menopausal symptoms for those of us who aren't suffering them, you know, too extremely at this point. So add a lovely tamari to your salad dressing. Add some, you know, some lovely fried tofu with some seasoning to a curry instead of chicken or meat for an evening. And you're really going to load up on the phytoestrogens. Flax seeds are wonderful, sesame seeds, in fact, all sorts of seeds. Make your own granola, make your own cereal, throw it on your porridge in the mornings, throw it on your salads in summer. These might seem like really simple changes, but they can have a massive effect not only on your menopausal symptoms, but because they're loading up with your omega-3s and your healthy fats, they're going to improve your overall health. And I think that's what we're really about, aren't we, Pieta? We're about helping people one-to-one with their specific symptoms in our one-to-ones, and it helping them overall in this second phase of their life.
Yeah, absolutely. So during our 12-week one-to-one menopause program, we help you get to the root of that sleeplessness issue, because obviously no one menopause are alike. And there could be all sorts of reasons what is causing it. So we're going to have a tailored approach for you. We're going to give you the right course of action for you to resolve it, because we can resolve it. It is not something that you're going to be stuck with just because you're in menopause. We can absolutely help here. So if you're really ready to get into the best shape of your midlife and perform at the top of your game, both mentally and physically, then we want you to grab your freebie, your free copy of our Menopause Hormone Health 101. You can just click on the link below in the comments to grab that now. You can also explore our site, where you can also book a call with us for a one-to-one chat too.
Yeah, I love that. And I was having a smile because you said no one menopause is alike. No two menopauses are alike.
Two.
But you know what?
You know what I mean?
I was thinking that, you know what, my menopause of 8 years, it hasn't been alike from 1 year to the next, and it hasn't been alike from 1 month or maybe even season to the next. So there you go. One menopause isn't even alike. So next week we are going to be back, and we will be talking probably about that symptom which comes up more than any other and can be embarrassing. It can be difficult when you're at work and when you're holding down an important job, maybe if you're going for a promotion at this point in your life. We're talking about sweat. I'm not sure hot flash even sums up for some of us how violent these can be. So we're going to talk about breath work. We're going to talk about stress regulation, managing the anxiety that comes with this, the shame, and then also practical tips. Yeah, our number 5 no sweat tips to manage your menopause and your stress on the job in this way, while still leading the way forward. We're not having you take a step back at this point. So we will see you then.
Love it. Thanks so much, Carrie. Thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you again soon.